What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I want to show people what I done like about 3 weeks. I think was it like 3 weeks ago. For the first time in my life, like I've been into art a lot. I've always done a lot of things with art and stuff like that, like drawings and stuff and sketchings and building. I was always good with my hands, like building stuff. Like when I was a kid too, especially. Um, like I remember when I was a kid, I used to play with a lot of tinfoil and make things out of it. Like I actually built the entire Manhattan with tinfoil once. Like it was insane. But for the first time, I built something that I've always wanted as a kid. It was something that is one of my favorite things growing up. It's the New York City Subway. Now, I've always been to the subways. I've always been to trains and cars. Like, I'm a car guy. I love cars. I love to, like, anything that has to do with a bus, train, car. Like, I love that stuff. I like, because I love the mechanics, the architecture and stuff. Like, I love, machinery and stuff like that. So, I built an old Redbird train, a favorite train of mine that when I was a kid, and it was always the Redbirds of New York City Subway. Like I grew up to those in the '90s, and I there was different versions, but for some reason my main favorite one was always the 7 train. The 7 train, because it had those windows that I really liked. It was definitely I learned later on it's the European style windows. Like I didn't really know why they had different windows, all the Redbirds, but because back then when I was a kid, I didn't really understand the differences between the IRT, BMT, and stuff like that. IND lines, like the MTA has 3 different divisions and stuff like that, and their trains are different, and the tunnel sizes are different too. Before that's why there's certain style trains and stuff like that. So yeah, let me show you real quick. I'm going to show you what I built. So here we go. Okay, here she is. This is the MTA IRT line R33 World's Fair. The WF stands for World's Fair. A lot of people probably won't even know that. I mean, so many people in New York don't even understand this stuff. But I had to learn over the years, of course. Since I finally got the chance to like learn about all the stuff that I've loved since I was a kid. And they were nicknamed the Redbird because they were red, obviously. And they were released in 1963. They were first on service on the 7 line, the Flushing line. Back then it was just the Flushing line. I don't know if it was the 7. I don't know if they had that 7 yet. I gotta look into that again. I can't remember. And they were last running in 2003. 2003 is when they finally retired them. So they ran for about a good 40 years. My math's terrible. But anyways, they ran for a very long time, and I grew up to these in the 90s. But here's the thing, though. I grew up to the N line. I grew up in Astoria, partially, and then I grew up in the Bronx. So I didn't really grow up with this train near me. It wasn't that, I didn't get to ride them that much. But whenever I seen them, and I did get a chance to ride them a few times when I went to Woodside to catch the Long Island Railroad when I was a kid. To go to my to my uncle's house and stuff, see family and stuff like that. So we would catch this train sometimes, the 7 train, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. I enjoyed it so much because I don't know what it is about this train. Like the way the style of the car is and the color. Like the funny thing is, there is models of the Redbirds and stuff like that, but not this one's very rare. Well, yeah. Let me get to the differences. The R33 was this one, but it was the R33S. I kind of got this wrong, I think. The WF, the World's Fair, was the R36. It was 2 different versions. They had the R33 and R36. And I mean, then there was the, which one was it? Yeah, then they had the standards. The standards was the ones with the other windows. But they did these windows. Here's where I'll get to about the windows. These windows were designed specifically for this line because of World's Fair. They wanted you to view, Flushing Meadows Park and stuff like that for a lot of people who don't know, World's Fair was in Flushing Meadows Park. That's where the World's Fair is. That's why you see like that the giant globe thing and stuff like that. Cool, these awesome monuments. Because in the '60s they were obsessed with the future. So it was like a museum, like an amusement park museum type of thing of what the future would look like. So this train would take you there, and that's why they had these windows. They were different from the other windows. And it was mainly just so you could film and take pictures out the windows. But yeah, I'm gonna take this out so I can show you guys what I did here. Okay, so I got her out. Now I did this out of cardboard. I forgot to mention. I built this out of cardboard. This whole thing is cardboard, by the way. So, and obviously to do the paint over it, I put paper and stuff like that too. I covered this with paper, the top with paper. So that way I could color it in. I used marker to color it in. I didn't use paint. So yeah, that's why it doesn't really look that shiny, because there was an actual glossy type of look on the real train. The paint color was like a matte, but it was not entirely matte because there was a shine to it. And I'll never forget that. And I was going to get into that about the model trains that they built for by I think it was Lionel and MTH. These toy model trains that they make toy models and stuff like that, but like collectors models. It's like Rail King ones and stuff like that. But anyways, they made them entirely matte, and I was like, but they had a shine to them. They weren't entirely matte. There was a shine to them, and you could always see it. It was kind of glossy, very light. It wasn't very strong. It was just very light, but they did have a shine to them. But anyways, so yeah. Now, I mean, the whole thing is not really perfect. There's still, like, this thing is full of flaws. It's extremely flawed, actually. I didn't do a very like professional job on this, because it was my first time doing something like this, and I saw what inspired me to do this was I seen this. I think he's from Thailand or something like that, or like something like that. He was doing model trains out of cardboard, and I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Like, I could build one of my favorite trains of all time, since there's no models of these, and even if there is models of them, they're freaking expensive. Like, to get one car would be like $200 or more. They're freaking expensive, the model trains. So let me make sure that like there's nothing popping out or anything like that here on the side. Let me turn it over. So yeah, I did the whole thing out of cardboard, and it's extremely flawed. Like, you could see a lot of things is uneven and stuff like that, because I only have a box cutter. I don't have anything like I could actually carve with. So it was brutal to cut out windows and stuff like that. Like, this shit was a pain in the ass, bro. Like, I tell you, this entire train took me at least 5 days to complete. Like, at least 5 days, and I mean straight, with barely any sleep. I would sleep like 3-4 hours a night, and I would get right back to this. Like, I just wanted it to get it done. Like, I just wanted to get it done. Like, I couldn't rest until I knew I had it complete. And I was just so excited to do this. Like I for years and years and for decades since I was a child, like, I always wanted a model subway car, at least just one car of my favorite train, which was the 7 train, the Redbirds, the R33, R36WF Redbirds. Now you can see here too in the front, I kind of got this a little more accurate, right? The accuracy, it's there, it's on point, but it's everything is just very, very, it's just not perfect. And certain things I had to because the fundings is not the greatest, so I had to like do crazy shit. But anyways, so yeah, to do the gating and stuff like that, to do this gate, that's actually paper right here. What I did right here, that's actually paper. This was toothpick. To carve this metal piece here was actually toothpick. I did. This is cardboard. This is actually tinfoil. The lights. This is all box. These cutouts here are paper that I put on there. And I don't have a printer or anything like that, so in order to do like stuff like this, the Main Street Flushing here, the signs here, I had to do it on paper and to write it. So I can't write extremely small with marker because it would just cover the whole thing up anyway. So I had to use pen to write Main Street Flushing, and then just color in a little bit around it to give it at least a more accurate look. But yeah, Like I said, it was brutal to carve out these windows. That's why nothing is perfect. Like it was extremely brutal to cut everything out. I would sit here for at least a good hour just trying to cut out these windows. Like from one door right here, like it took me like a half hour, 45 minutes just to carve out those damn windows because it was the box is thick that I used. It's kind of thick, and it's used. It was an Amazon box that I used. The wheels, they're not entirely accurate because I had to draw out, like I couldn't really get the accurate wheels. It would take too much. So I was like, you know what, the hell with it. I'm just gonna cut some corners to make it quicker. But it does roll. Here's the thing, it does roll. It's nice and smooth. The mechanism I used, it does help it roll. So there's nothing wrong there. There's no problems with the wheels. It's just that the accuracy is not really the greatest. And I think I did do the wheels a little bit too big. They might be a little bit too big. I don't think they were that big, but whatever. You know, it's not perfect. It's just something. You know, and then maybe some other time I might with better tools and stuff like that and better materials, I could probably build a better one. But anyways, let's get into the interior. You know, I don't know if you guys can see the interior with the lighting. The way the lighting is, but I did do the interior. Mostly accurate. As you can see, I did a subway map in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's the driver's compartment, engineer's compartment there. Um, but yeah, you can see the railings and the bars there in the middle, in the center where you know people hang on. I did the floor paint is not. I don't know if it's entirely accurate, but you know, I had to use the closest colors I could to do the interior. The seats were not blue; they were navy blue. They're like a very very dark navy blue in the real train, and I had to use blue to do the seats in there. That's why you can see, it kind of looks purple. That's weird, but it's blue. It's just regular blue. The MTA symbol there. That's actually the old one from like the 80s and 90s, early 90s, and then they changed it like the late 90s. It's it's supposed to say Metropolitan Transit Authority around it, but it's too small, so I couldn't write it that small, and it would not be that great. But yeah, the roof, I couldn't really do the detailing of the roof because I would have to carve it in, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to just draw it. These are the vents and stuff like that. The air ventilation. So yeah, and these windows, the driver windows, are pretty small. They're supposed to be a little bigger. I think they're supposed to be the same size as these doors, but these doors, windows, the front doors here. Yeah, I mean it's not perfect. It's not a masterpiece, but it's close enough. you know, it's close enough, and it's something. It's something that I've always wanted since I was a kid. So I was like, why not just build it? As soon as I seen that video too, this guy building his own trains, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build my own train. So yeah. Oh, by the way, those metal bars that you can see in there, they're not. It's not really metal or anything like that. It's toothpick, and I just painted over with metallic silver. I have a metallic silver. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, here it is. I have a metallic silver Sharpie, so I use that to do anything with silver. The roof too. I used this to do the roof here, and that's actually, it looks pretty accurate, like it's the real thing, because it was that. It looked just like that. It had like a matte type, but yet a little bit of a shine to it. Very little though. But yeah, the lights. I wish I could do better with the lights, but because I didn't have anything at the time when I was building it, so I was just like, I'm gonna just use tinfoil that I found. I found like some scrap tinfoil, so I used that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's no masterpiece. It's nothing extremely perfect. Like it has flaws. Like you can see it. The whole thing is flawed. Everything is just like slightly imperfect. It's not perfectly even and stuff like that. But hey, like I said, it's something. It's something for now. Here's the bottom. This is what the bottom looks like. You can see I did the wheels there. and actual working wheels. But yeah, this was my favorite train growing up as a kid. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. You think I should build another one? Because I do have ideas to build more subway cars, especially one from Predator 2, which was actually a BART train from San Francisco that they used in well, it was it 1989 they filmed it, because it came out in 1990. So those trains were so advanced for their time. Like, they used one for the future, because Predator 2 was set in the future. When it came out in 1990, it was set to be 1997. So they used the BART trains from San Francisco to use as LA's future trains, which was really cool because it's still California. It's another major city in California. Like, that's pretty cool. And that train was gorgeous though. Like, the BART trains, they're beautiful trains. But anyways, yeah. So that's it. It's my R33, R36, whichever one you want to put it. But this right here is definitely R33 WF World's Fair 7-line Redbird. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Think I did an okay job? Yay! Like, share, subscribe. Alright, well, that's it. See you later.